Chapter 3, Pre-qualification. This chapter will review the activities you will need to perform in order to pre-qualify the customer and their building for participation in this program. After you have answered all of the customer's questions concerning the program and confirmed there is safe access to the heating and cooling systems, the electrical disconnect breaker box or fuse box, and the thermostat, you are ready to perform the customer pre-qualification process. This process involves inspecting the customer's thermostat, verifying paging coverage, and confirming that the heating and cooling systems appear to be in good working order. Not all customer buildings or systems are compatible with the smart thermostat. However, a switch may be installed to allow the customer to participate in the program. Here are a few scenarios where a customer may not be able to receive a smart thermostat, but may be able to receive a switch. Carrier Infinity systems, Linux Harmony systems, zone control systems, advanced high-efficiency air conditioning systems with communicating thermostats. Some situations, however, may not allow you to install a smart thermostat or a switch. If you are unable to perform the installation for any reason, notify the customer of the reason. Return systems to their original settings and request to perform the energy efficiency assessment. No additional services, such as HVAC equipment repair, may be performed during this appointment. If necessary, the customer should schedule a separate appointment with an HVAC contractor to perform equipment service. At the completion of the appointment, you will need to notify your supervisor why the installation was not performed. Before beginning the pre-qualification process, it may be necessary to verify paging coverage. This will ensure that the smart thermostat receives a paging signal from the local utility provider. If installing a smart thermostat in an area that is known to have good signal strength, it is not necessary to verify paging coverage. Use a spare smart thermostat and energize it with a 24-volt plug while standing adjacent to the customer's existing thermostat. Perform the rest of the pre-qualification process while the smart thermostat attempts to verify the paging signal. If the smart thermostat does not display two dashes, the smart thermostat is not receiving a paging signal. In this case, the smart thermostat should not be installed. You may consider installing a switch outside if it is believed that it would receive a paging signal. If you do not believe the switch would receive the signal or are unsure, decline the installation and request to perform the energy efficiency assessment. Now let's take a look at the pre-qualification steps for installation of the smart thermostat. First, check that there is adequate clearance to mount the smart thermostat at the existing thermostat location. While at the thermostat, you will need to test the fan functions. Turn the fan on to ensure the fan is operating. If the system is currently heating or cooling, be sure to check the fan on-off cycle separately. Do not cycle through these settings quickly, as damage to the customer system could occur. The procedures for pre-qualifying the heating and cooling systems are different depending upon the season. You will use the summer pre-qualification steps if the outdoor temperature is above 50 degrees. Let's take a look at the summer pre-qualification steps first. During the summer season, you will need to pre-qualify the heating system first. Set the thermostat to call for heat by setting the thermostat to 80 degrees. Go to the furnace, bring a flashlight and a 6-in-1 screwdriver, and wait for the inducer motor to turn on, if the system has one, and the burners to light. Remove the door cover and perform a visual inspection of the entire furnace, flue, and vent system. Look for flame rollout or other performance and structure issues which may cause improper working conditions. The furnace flames should burn consistently, and you should hear a steady noise of the burner and blower fan. When you turn the furnace on in the summer, it may smell like something is burning. This may be due to the fact that the furnace has not been in operation since the winter season. If the smell continues or increases, turn off the furnace and decline the installation. Check the furnace filter to ensure it is installed properly and appears to be clean. This is also part of the energy efficiency assessment, which we'll discuss in Chapter 7. For units without inducer motors, feel the vent pipe. If the vent pipe is not getting warmer, this may indicate that the furnace is not properly venting the flue gas, and you will need to decline the installation. If problems are found, the customer should be notified of the potential need for service, and you should decline the installation. While you are at the furnace, you will want to look for additional wiring modules that are affixed to the furnace. This may indicate the customer has a zone system. If you find a wiring module, ask the customer if they have additional thermostats in the house. If you are uncertain if the equipment is operating properly or if the system is not compatible with the smart thermostat, decline the installation. It is very important that you do not install equipment if you are unsure how it will work with the customer's systems. If you decline the installation, inform the customer as to the reasons and contact your supervisor after the appointment. You may want to show the customer what you found before you replace the furnace panel. If everything appears to be in good working order, replace the furnace door cover and return to the thermostat. Turn the heat off at the thermostat and wait for the system to cycle off. During the summer season, you need to pre-qualify the cooling system after you have pre-qualified the heating system. Before you turn on the air conditioner, go outside to perform a quick visual inspection of the unit. Look to ensure the unit is not covered and that the coils are free of debris and vegetation. If it appears that the unit will properly operate, return to the thermostat. Set the thermostat to 60 degrees and turn on the cooling unit. Now, return to the outside unit. Perform a visual inspection of the suction line and liquid line. Look for sweating on the suction line, which is typically bigger than the liquid line, which indicates the unit is operating properly. The liquid line should be warm but comfortable to the touch. Ensure that the unit is not making unusual noises or vibrating unusually, and that the electrical contactor is not chattering. If problems are found, the customer should be notified of the potential need for service, and you should decline the installation. If everything appears to be operating properly, return the thermostat to the original settings. You will need to use these winter pre-qualification steps if the outdoor temperature is 50 degrees or below. During the winter season, you will need to pre-qualify the cooling system first. For the winter pre-qualification of the cooling system, you will not turn the air conditioning unit on. You will perform a visual inspection and ensure that the unit is receiving a signal from the thermostat. First, you will need to turn off power to the central air conditioner unit using appropriate lockout-tagout procedures. It is important to use appropriate lockout-tagout procedures to notify people that the power has been purposefully disconnected and that someone is working on the equipment. Once the power to the air conditioning unit has been properly turned off, return to the thermostat and set the thermostat to cool mode and the temperature to 60 degrees. Go to the air conditioner unit and perform a visual inspection of the unit. Look to ensure the coils are free of debris and vegetation, and that the unit appears to be generally in good condition. Use a non-contact voltage detection device along the control wire to confirm the signal to operate is being sent to the unit. If problems are found, the customer should be notified of the potential need for service, and you should decline the installation. If everything appears to be operating properly, return the thermostat to the original settings. Remove the lockout-tagout devices and restore power. It is very important that you first return the thermostat to its original settings before restoring power to the air conditioning unit. Not performing these steps in this order would cause the air conditioner to operate and may cause damage to the unit. During the winter season, you need to pre-qualify the heating system after you have pre-qualified the cooling system. The pre-qualification procedures for the heating system for the winter season are the same as the summer season. If problems are found, the customer should be notified of the potential need for service, and you should decline the installation. If everything appears to be in good working order, replace the door cover and return to the thermostat. Turn the heat off at the thermostat and wait for the system to cycle off. If the customer's heating and cooling system passed the pre-qualification and the backup smart thermostat is displaying 2 dashes, return to the customer to inform them they will be able to receive a smart thermostat. If the customer's systems did not pass pre-qualification, you will need to decline the installation. Explain to the customer what issues you noticed and record them on the work order. The next chapter will discuss the installation procedure for the smart thermostat and switch for a home and office. Before we move on to Chapter 4, please complete the chapter quiz located in your student manual. This training video will pause until you select Continue, and then we will review the quiz.